Hey guys, Jim from Red Rock here on the topside overview video for the 97 TJ with the 2008 5.7 Hemi Conversion, manual transmission, stock 231J transfer case with air conditioning, cold air kit, and all those goodies. Overall, we got a 2008 Hemi motor out of a Dodge Ram truck, 58,000 miles on it, alternator, air conditioning compressor, new water pump, all that stuff we mentioned in the underview video. Engine has shorty ceramic headers on it. See them down in there. Got a brand new battery. Has our battery kit here, battery and cable kit, mil spec style battery connectors, all new wires, power and ground. Computer sitting right on there is a manual, so that last port there is going to be empty. That's for the automatic transmission. If you have that, you'll have a green plug coming out of there. See our wire harness across the top of the engine, all nice in a factory style appearance. There you go. This Jeep is wired for a dome light for the engine, but not equipped with one. Here's our cold air kit. You can see it here. Nice big open air element. You've got a PCV port in the intake there. Runs over here. The stock port. See all our sensors. There's the intake temp sensor, coolant sensor with that plug right there, map sensor, alternator, charge wire. And while we're up here, here's our AC kit. You can see our AC bracket down there behind the air filter. There you go. Holds the accumulator exactly where we want it, and clears everything. Clears the heater lines, clears the reservoir, clears the motor, clears the frame rail, clears the fenders, and clears the AC lines coming out of the stock condenser. So our AC kit's based on using the stock accumulator, that nice aluminum can there. They call those little accumulators if you don't know. And the stock condenser right in front of the radiator there, and then the stock evaporator back here. That's what's inside the air box inside your Jeep. This got a brand new evaporator installed, and a brand new firewall gasket. You can see the HVAC lines, the vacuum line coming out there to the check valve. New heater lines secured coming around. Back to AC. See the adapters on the accumulator can there, and the stock low pressure switch in the top of the accumulator. And moving over, you can see the high pressure switch. That's in this discharge line. It's got a port fitting in there we install. So that's the stock high pressure switch and the stock low pressure switch to work the Jeep AC just like the factory. Down there you can see the adapter fitting on the condenser, so the discharge side, and then we have the stock aluminum liquid line here with the orifice tube down there just like stock. You see the connections over there. Come across the motor, there's our overflow bottle, overflow return, and it is a recirculation style bottle, which means it stores fluid in there. When the engine gets hot, fluid expands, it goes inside that bottle, engine cools down, it sucks the fluid back into the radiator. New belt, you can see the new power steering pump, reservoir, new radiator hoses. It's our upper hose. We got clearance to the power steering reservoir there. Engine oil dipstick, oil fill. There's our fuel line coming up the back, going to the fuel rail. We've got our brake booster line there, the vacuum, and then our vacuum line for the HVAC system. Top side view of our steering kit. You can kind of see it here. We've got a tall tower in the back. You can see the slot for adjustability in the upper heim. Let's swing over here. You can see the lower heim down there. Get an idea on the adjustability of that. Basically, we get that installed, and you should be able to pretty much line your steering shaft up dead center in the bushing coming out of the firewall. That's the one thing you can do with our kit, is you can fine tune your steering shaft so that you can eliminate pretty much all the bind that body lift and the angles of the angle of the install. You can clear the aftermarket headers and stuff. You can eliminate any bind through our kit with the adjustability that's inherent in it. Let's see. You can see your header clearance there. Not touching. We got good header clearance. I think there's about a ½ inch between the header and the steering shaft. Further on this one, horns are reinstalled. This vehicle is equipped with a tow harness to be towed. Moving out here real quick. So a little bracket on the front crossmember I made to house the 4 flat, so it's nice and rigid mount. Harness goes back, travels along the fender here, comes back a little further, and then I put a 4-way plug on it, a 4-way weather pack connector. So if in fact you have to disconnect the fenders for anything, any body work or anything you want to do, you don't have to unwire the whole Jeep. You can just disconnect that section right there, right along with the stock front harness. You can disconnect it there, and you can be on your way. Same thing with our under chassis harness. Run a whole new chassis harness to go back to the fuel pump, 4-wheel drive switch, reverse lights, speed sensor. And that's what this plug is right here. You see it, how it follows over and goes down. And we'll come inside. This Jeep was originally 97. Now it has a new PCI style cluster in it. So we did a cluster change. Also, we took the complete dash down for for a couple different reasons, honestly. We had to add the AC switch, correct the AC system. It's aftermarket, basically an add-on stock system to a Jeep that didn't have it originally. So we added an on switch right there for the AC, a couple relays, factory pressure switches to get everything working correctly, and stock heavy compressor, and then many stock components as possible. And we custom built all the new lines. The radio was removed and reinstalled. It was kind of had a lackadaisical approach to the install. Whoever installed it wrong and created a lot of electrical problems in the Jeep, which we got all resolved, specifically pertaining to the parking lights. Nice new mount. It's rigid mounted, not going anywhere. Before it was loose, bouncing over the dashboard. Got a nice stock style switch down there. Here's our shifter coming right up through the stock boot, exactly where it should be. Got a nice new aluminum shifter ball on there. The stock one was a little beat up, so went ahead and got a nice aluminum shifter ball. You see this dash is all reinstalled, all stock. Looks stock from the inside. Looks like a stock 5-speed from the inside. Thing back there. Come around the back. Not too much back here. We did pull off the stock taillights and rework the tow wiring. And it's got a new complete 4-way flat harness coming in from the chassis. Kind of see it in there. Brand new 4-way flat harness. Taillights reinstalled. Good to go there. And then in regards to that 4 flat to the towing, up in here, I don't know if you can see them or not, there are 3 brand new diodes for the tow wiring in there, which allow you to use the stock tow harness, the stock harness going to the back chassis, and not to cause any electrical issues. Diodes isolate the signals from the stock cluster, turn signal multifunction switch, as well as if the additional circuits from the front of the Jeep. So those diodes are awesome little tools. All right, that's pretty much the walk around on the top side. And we'll go ahead and end this one here, and I'll go do another video of a startup and a systems check. Thanks.